Hello everyone, welcome back to Bimbel Pabilchan. In this video, we are going to learn about equations of constant acceleration. So if you have an object moving in constant acceleration, we can use these 5 equations to solve problems related to constant acceleration. This is also called SUFAT because it involves 5 variables. S for the displacement, U for the initial velocity, V for the final velocity, A for acceleration, and T for time. So let's take a look at the first equation. The first equation comes from the definition of acceleration, which is A equals to V minus U over T. So we can rearrange the equation, becomes AT equals to V minus U, and we can have the first equation V equals to U plus AT. So V here stands for final velocity equals to U initial velocity plus A acceleration, and T is time. It makes sense, like final velocity is just initial velocity plus the increase or the decrease, the rate of increase times time. Yeah. The second equation, it involves finding the displacement because we know that the first equation does not have s, so we need the second equation to find our s. And how do we find our s? Now, back to the basic, to find s, distance is equals to velocity times time. But the problem here is we have acceleration. We have the constant acceleration, which means the velocity is changing. Yeah, so that means instead of using v, we use average velocity or v bar. Now, how do we find v bar? The average velocity or v bar in a constant acceleration, if you draw the velocity time graph, you will get a straight line because the acceleration or the rate of change is constant. So it will give you a linear graph. So initially let's say the initial velocity is u and then it increases until v. To find the average, because it is linear, is just the midpoint, which is this one. And how do we find the midpoint? Well, you just need to add and then divide by 2 using the midpoint formula. So average velocity will be equals to half times u plus v. Nah, because when you know the v bar, we can plug into this and you will get the second equation, which is s equals to half times u plus v times t. So this is our second equation, guys. Nah, how about the third equation? Third equation, we can combine the first and the second. The first and second is like the basic. So we can combine them in to get the third equation. So to find the third equation, you just need to plug in the v into the second equation. So we have s equals to half times u plus v times t. And we plug in v from here. Yeah, v is u plus at, so we have s equals to half times u plus v is u plus at times t. Yeah, this is the v. And then we can rearrange here. We can multiply by t first. You get half times u plus u, 2u, so 2ut plus at times t, at squared. And you expand, and then you will get s equals to ut plus half at squared. So the third equation does not involve v. So if you look at the first equation, does not involve s. The second equation does not involve a. The third equation does not involve v. So you need to choose carefully which equation that you want to use to solve the problems. Now, how about the fourth equation? The fourth equation, instead of plug in v, how about we plug in u into the second equation? So we have u equals to v minus at. From the first equation, we rearrange. And then we plug into our s. So s equals to half times u plus V times T, and we plug in U. So what will you get is S equals to half times V minus AT. This is our U, plus V times T. Now from here we can simplify first. V plus V to 2V times T, 2VT minus AT squared. So we get the fourth equation, which is S equals to VT minus half AT squared. Now keep in mind that in the fourth formula, there is no U in the equation. Yeah. And how about the fifth equation? Now, instead of plug in V and U, how about if we plug in T? Yeah, well, we cannot plug in A because there's no A in the second equation. So we can plug in T instead. So T, the first equation, we have V equals to U plus AT. So from here, we get V minus U equals to AT. So time is V minus U over A. Plug into the second equation, which is S equals to half times U plus V times T. T is V minus U over A. Now, from here, we use the algebra formula here. Yeah. Let me write down here. We have, I can rearrange U plus V become V plus U. And then V minus U. This is equals to V square minus U square. So we get S equals to V square minus U square over 2A. Now we can rearrange, becomes V square minus U square equals to 2AS. So V square equals to U square plus 2AS. Now this is the formula, does not involve time. Now, we have 5 Shufat equation. So let's summarize it. The first one, we have V equals to U plus AT. The second one is S equals to half times U plus V times T. And the third one, we have S equals to UT plus half AT square. The fourth one, we have S equals to VT minus half AT square. And the fifth one, we have V square equals to U square plus 2AS. Now, this formula is very powerful because you are going to use this formula again and again, even in the next chapter. So make sure that you understand how to use the formula. And how do we choose the formula? You have to look at the pattern here. The first formula, there is no S. The second one, there is no A. The third one, there is no V. The fourth one, there is no U. And the last one, there is no time. So there is like a missing variable. So in the question, if you don't know that and it's not the one that is being asked, so do not use that. Yeah. So look at the equation and choose wisely which formula that you want to use. So let's take a look at the Shufat practice taken from the past paper. Yeah. So let's take a look at the first example. A car moves in a straight line with initial speed U. So we want to find U. And the constant acceleration A. The car takes 5 seconds to travel the first 80 meter, and it takes 8 seconds to travel the first 160 meter. So, how do we solve this kind of question? First, maybe you want to list down first. Yeah. So, we want to find U. We want to find A. You know the time, which is 5 seconds. And when it is 5 seconds, the displacement is 80 meter. You also know when the time is 8 seconds, the displacement is 160 meter. So let's list down, we have SUAT. So there is no V at all. Yeah. So if we go back to the equation, the one that does not involve V is the third equation. So we can use the third equation to solve this question. So the third equation is S equals to UT plus half AT square. Now, from here, we have two value of S, so we can use one of them first. We can use AT meter equals to U is the one being asked, times time is 5, plus half times A is the one that is being asked, and the time is 5 square, which is 25. So here we get AT equals to 5U plus 25 over 2A. To make it simple, maybe you want to multiply by 2 to eliminate the fraction. We get 160 equals to 5U plus 10U multiplied by 2, 10U plus 25A. Now, the second equation with the same formula, but now we plug in time is 8, S is 160. So we get 160 meter equals to U times 8 plus half A, the time is 8, square becomes 64. So we get 160 equals to 8U, and we have plus 32A. Now, from here, we want to find U and A. So how do we find U and A? Maybe we can plug in one of the variable, yeah, use simultaneous. So here I can rearrange. Maybe I want to plug in A, so I got, or maybe U. So I got 10U equals to 160 minus 25A. So U equals to 16 minus 2.5A. So you plug into the equation here, you get 160 equals to 8 times U is 16 minus 2.5A plus 32A. So I just calculate 18 times 6, we get 128, and then minus 2.5 times 8, 20A plus 32A. Now from here, we can solve for A over here. So we get 160 minus 128, you get 32 equals to 12A. So A equals to 32 over 12, or A equals to, to save time, to save space, maybe here, equals to, we can divide by 4, yeah. So we get 8 over 3. The unit is meter per second square for the acceleration. And to find the U, you just need to plug in. So after this, we can go to here. So we get U equals to 16 minus 2.5 is 5 over 2 times 8 over 3. And then if you calculate the value, you will get 28 over 3 meter per second. That's how you use SUFAT. Okay. If you have a question, can go to the... Okay, next question. We have a particle P moves in a straight line, A, B, C, D, with constant acceleration. The distances AB and BC are 100 meter and 148 meter respectively. The particle takes 4 seconds to travel from A to B and also takes 4 seconds to travel from B to C. Show that the acceleration of P is 3 meter per second square and find the speed of P at A. Now, let's draw first A, B, C, D. Yeah. So the distance AB 100, BC 148. So BC is longer than AB. So maybe we can draw in a straight line. This is A, this is B, and C is a little bit further over here. The distance is 100 meter and 148 meter. The time is 4 seconds to travel from A to B. So the time from A to B, let's say it's TAB, it's 4 seconds. And from B to C, TBC is 4 seconds as well. Now, we want to show that the acceleration is 3 meter per second. So you want to show that, A is 3 meter per second square. Now, let's look at the one that we know here. Okay, we know some value here. So we know that we know the time, we know the distance, and we want to show the acceleration, and also we want to find the speed of p at A, which is basically the initial speed of the object, which is u. So we want to find u. Nah, let's look at the one that we have. Time, we have S, A, and U. So there's no V. So we can use the third equation like before. So we can use the third equation. So S equals to UV, so UT, plus half AT squared. So here we have U is unknown, the S is 100, U is unknown, the time is 4 seconds, so it's just 4U, plus half times A times T is 4 seconds squared. Now from here, we can write down 100 equals to 4U, and we have 16 divided by 2 plus 8. Now, after that, we can use the second information. We know that from A to B is 100, from B to C is 148. So we can calculate the equation for A to C. Yeah. So this is the equation. The first one is for AB. Now we can use this as AB. Now we can use the equation for SAC. We can use the equation for BC, but when you use BC, the U, the initial velocity, is here from B, and we don't know that. So instead of using that, I prefer to use SAC because I know the initial velocity is U, same as this one. So I have UT equals to half AT squared. So SAC is 248 equals to 8U, because the time now is 8, the total, plus half times 8 times 8 squared. So you get 248 equals to 8U plus 32A. Now we can just need to simultaneously solve it. So I multiply by 2 for this to cancel the U later. So I got 200 equals to 8U plus 16A. So I cross 8U. If I subtract, I got 48 equals to 32 minus 16. I got 16A. So A equals to 3. Yeah, meter per second square. Same as the one that we want to show. And to find U, well, you already have the equation. So just plug in 100 equals to 4U plus 8 times 3. So it will be 24. So 100 minus 24, so it's 76 equals to 4U. So U is 19 meter per second. So that's how you solve the first question. Okay, the second question, we have P reaches D with a speed of 61 meter per second. So let's move this first. Okay, wait. Let's move this first. Okay, now what do we have here? We have the D, which is, where is it? We don't know. Let's say it's here. Let's say it's here. The D is the speed here, the final velocity, 61 meter per second. So now we have V already. So let's write down. We have V. We have U. 19. We have A, 3. And we want to find the distance, or let's say it's S. Yeah, so how do we find that? Well, we have S, A, U, and V. So we don't have time, and we don't really care about time. So we can use the equation that's not involve T, which is the last one. So we can use the last one. V square equals to U square plus 2AS. Now, the V, the final is 61. 61 square equals to U square, so 19 square, plus 2, A, acceleration is 3, S. Nah, S here is the distance, but which distance? Because we are using U from here. Initial is here, final is here. U, 19, and 61 here. So from A to D. So this is the distance from A to D. Yeah, because we are using U initial from A. So we can just need to calculate. Yeah. So using calculator, already did it. The answer is S equals to 560 meter using calculator. Now this is the distance from A to D. The question is the distance from C to D. So SCD equals to 560 meter minus, so from C to D, subtract, this is 560, the total, minus A to C to get C to D. So minus 248. And then you will get 312 meter. So this is how use SUFAT equation. Okay guys, let's continue to the next question. This one is a little bit harder, but let's take a look at how do we approach this kind of question. A particle P travels in the positive direction along a straight line with constant acceleration. P travels a distance of 52 meters during the second of its motion and a distance of 64 meters during the fourth second of its motion. Find initial speed and acceleration of P. Now, what does it mean by the second and the fourth second? So, the particle P travel in the positive direction with constant acceleration. So let's say when the time is 1 second is here, 2 second is here, third second maybe here, maybe the fourth one is here. Nah, the second means that this is the first second, this is the second. So the second is the distance travel from time equals to 1 until time equals to 2. So it's 52 meter. And the fourth second will be here from time equals to 3 until time equals to 4, which is 64 meter. Now, how do we solve this? Well, once again, we have the time, we have the displacement, we also want to find the initial speed, which is U, and we want to find acceleration, which is A. So we have U, A, T, and the distance. So we can use once again, the third equation. So here, the problem here is we don't have the displacement from the beginning, but we have the displacement from 1 second to 2 seconds. So we can find instead S2 minus S1 equals to 52. So S2 is a displacement from 0 to 2. S1 displacement from 0 to 1. When you subtract, you will get the displacement here, S2 minus S1. So we have S2 minus S1. So S2 is just use the third equation. We have UT, yeah, UT, T-nya 2 seconds, so U times 2 plus half A 2 square. We don't know A, we want to find A. Minus, when it is S1, we get U times 1 plus half times A times 1 square equals to 52. So we get 2U plus 2A minus u minus half a equals to 52. Can simplify, we get u plus 3 over 2a equals to 52. That's the first equation. The third equation here, we have the distance from time equals to 3 until 4. So S4 minus S3 equals to 64. So here we get UT, U times 4 plus half, wait. Okay, times half a t square, so 4 square, minus S3 is U times 3 plus half times a times 3 square equals to 64. So we have 4u plus this one 16, 8a minus 3u minus 9 over 2a equals to 64. So here we get 4u plus 8 minus 4.5, 3.5, 3.5 or 7 over 2, a minus 3u, so you get u only here, equals to 64. Now, we can find the initial speed and acceleration. Well, we can find the acceleration first. We have two equations here. We can subtract them. U plus 7 over 2a equals to 64 and u plus 3 over 2a equals to 52. So we subtract. We cross out the u. 7 over 2 minus 3 over u is 4 over 2a equals to, we have 12. So 2a equals to 12, a equals to 6 meter per second square. So that's our a, and to find the u, the initial, just use one of the equation. U plus 3 over 2 times a is 6, 5 over 2. So we have u plus 9 equals to 52. So we have u equals to 52 minus 9, which is 43 meter per second. So that's how we find a and u. Nah, the next question is the distance traveled by P during the first 10 seconds of its motion. So what do we have here? The information, we have U, 43 from the previous question. We have A, 6 meter per second square. We have time, 10 seconds. And we want to find the distance, S. Once again, we use the third equation again. So we have S equals to ut plus half at squared. So u is 43 times 10 plus half times a 6. T is 10 square. So you calculate, you get 730 meter. So that's how you find the distance. Okay guys, let's move on to the next question. Here we have a car travel along a straight road with constant acceleration a, where a is positive. The car passes through point A, B, C in that order. We know that the speed of the car is u in the direction AB. The distance BC is twice the distance AB. So if we draw the diagram, this is A, maybe this is B, and C is here. BC is twice distance AB, so this is 2AB. This is AB, yeah? And then the speed of a car here is u meter per second. The car takes 8 seconds to travel from A to B. So from A to B, the car travels. This is a time AB is 8 seconds. And then 10 seconds from B to C. So TBC equals to 10 seconds. Now the question is find U in terms of A. So we have the distance. We have the time. We want to find U in terms of A. As you can see, there is no V involved. So we can use the third equation again, guys. So let's use the equation for A to B first. Yeah. So S from A to B equals to UT. So 8U plus half times A times T squared. The time is 8. So we get 8u plus 32a. For the second equation, yeah, we can use from B to C, but we don't know the speed at B or the velocity at B. So instead, I prefer to find from A to C. Yeah, from A to C, if you look at the distance from A to C, is basically 3AB. So that will be 3 times the distance from A to B, which is UT from A to C, the time is 18 total. So 18U plus half times A times 18 square. So from here, we get 3 equals to the SAB, you plug in 8U plus 32A, and then equals to 18U plus half times 18 square is 162A. And then we can expand 24U plus 96A equals to 18U plus 162A. So we simplify, we get 6U equals to 66A. So U equals to 11A. That's U in terms of A. The second question, find the speed of the car at C in terms of A. Well, we already have U, 11A. At C, the time travel total is 18 seconds. In terms of A, so we need A, and the speed at C, so the final velocity is the one that we want to find at C. So we have V, T, U, and A, so we can use the first equation, which is V equals to U plus AT. U is 11A plus 18A, so you get 29A. So that's the velocity at C in terms of A. Now, let's move on to the last question from for this video. A particle A moves in a straight line with constant speed 10 meters per second. 2 seconds after A passes point O on the line, the particle B passes through O, moving along the line in the same direction as A. Particle B has speed 16 meters per second at O and has a constant deceleration 2 meters per second square. Find expression in terms of the displacement from O of each particle T after B passes through O. Now, let's draw what happened here. So this is O. And we have a particle A move in a straight line with a constant speed 10 meters per second. And after 2 seconds after A passes the point, so we care about 2 seconds after A is moving, passing through origin. So because the constant speed is 10 and it moved 2 seconds, 10 meter per second means that in 1 second it moved 10 meter. That means 2 seconds it's 20 meter. So 2 seconds after, the A is here, moving at the constant speed 10 meter per second. Ya. Nah, 2 seconds after A passes the point O, B start moving here. Yeah, with speed, initial speed is 16. Constant deceleration because it's moving in a positive direction. If you assume that, the acceleration has to be the opposite, which is minus 2 meter per second square. Now, what can we find here? So, we want to find a displacement, which is S, and then in terms of T. So what do we have here? For particle A does not have acceleration. So there's only one formula for that, which is S equals to V times T, right? So the displacement for A, let's say, is SA equals to, the particle A does not start from 0, but it starts from 20. So the displacement will be 20 plus, and then it moves with V times T. The velocity or speed is 10 times T. So this is the equation for particle A. For particle B, we need to use the Sufat equation because it has constant acceleration, or in this case, deceleration. So we can use the third equation as equals to ut plus half at squared. So here, the particle B as B equals to ut, so u is 16, so 16t plus half, a is minus 2, t squared. So SB will be equals to 16t minus t squared. So that will be the equation in terms of t for SA and SB. Now, the second question, find the distance between the particle when B comes to instantaneously rest. It means that when the B comes to rest instantaneously means that the final velocity is 0, because when it comes to rest, the final one is 0, it's not moving. So V is 0. Now, what do we know here? We have the V is 0. Yeah. So let's write down here. We have V is 0. We also have the U, which is 16, right? And we have the A is minus 2. Now, what we can do here, let's find the time when it comes to rest, right? The question is when, so the time when it comes to rest. So we have the first formula, V equals to U plus AT, V is 0, equals to U is 16 minus 2 times time. So time equals to 8 seconds. So when it comes to instantaneously rest, 8 seconds. Now, how do we find the distance between A and B? So we can calculate SA because we already have SA in terms of time, which is 20 plus 10t. So you plug in the time when B comes to rest, you get 100 for the displacement A. For SB, we have 16 times t times 8 minus 8 squared. So use calculator, you will get 64. Now, the distance is the distance between particle. SA and SB is measured from the origin. So to find the distance between them, just subtract SA minus SB. You get 100 minus 64. You will get 36 meter. That's the distance between two particles. And how do we find the minimum distance between the particle? Well, the distance between particle, we already see that it's SA minus SB. The function, if we subtract, so SA minus SB, let's call it just S, equals to 20 plus 10t minus 16t plus t squared. So we have 20 minus 60 plus t squared. And we want to find the minimum distance, so we can differentiate it in terms of time to find the minimum distance. You will get minus 6 plus 2t. And remember, when it is minimums, the derivative is 0. So we get time is 3 seconds. So you plug into the S formula, the distance formula. You get S equals to 20 minus 6 times 3 plus 3 squared. When you calculate, you will get 11 meter. So that's how we solve question related to the Sufat. Yeah, in the next video, we are going to learn about the graph to help you solve the problem. Instead of using equation, we can use the graph instead. And we can draw the graph later. So thank you for watching this video and see you in the next video. Thank you.